against me! Ready just to die? I am going to have to kill you. Enough of that! Another bug.
Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here today, and today we are going over my Mantra Amon build. So this Mantra Amon build can infinitely shoot the Mantra. And it is pretty awesome, honestly. You can get a lot of damage with it, and you can shoot it infinitely. Alright, so what we are using on this build, we are obviously using the Mantra. We're using a 35271 with Ripper and Jacob, so it's fully automatic. I really recommend getting one with an 8 fire rate if you can. And then we're using the large steroidal rep corridor, which gives us 50% melee damage on use and 30% damage dealt on use, which is in rage. So that's really, really nice. So for bosses, I kind of use the crit knife. And then if you're going to want to fight Bloom, I highly recommend the Slippy. I highly recommend picking yourself up a Slippy. And then we're running a Ripper enhancement. Guns with Ripper license parts. Guns gain increased gun damage by 2% each consecutive shot fire for a maximum 25 stacks. This one has shotgun damage, shotgun splash damage, and shotgun magazine size. Magazine size is very important on this build, so you can just stack your melee damage, and you can just keep shooting your Mantra. And then we're using a siphon and amp watts for dinner is what we're using on this build. So when we're shooting, we get amp. We get a lot more amp more often than we do. So this class, my only reason you're using this one is because of melee. So I would highly recommend. I haven't got one yet. I don't really farm on Amon, so it's gonna take me a long time to get one. But I highly recommend getting a lamplighter with 5 points into internal, so you can boost your action skill duration with melee damage on it. That is my recommendation. I haven't got one yet, but it does enough damage without it. Both these skills are basically not boosting your damage. So the skill that we're currently using, which is Metal Urge, that really doesn't do anything. It just gives you action skill cooldown rate. This one just gives you action skill duration. That's the only reason I want that. So we have longer action skill duration because whenever Amon critically hits any of the guns, he partially restores action skill duration. While action skill is active, he gains increased gun damage and melee damage every second until action skill ends. So that really, really helps that your action skill keep going. Having 5 points into that. I would highly recommend get a class mod like that with lamplighter. I don't have one currently, but it still works really well even without it. So, and then we're using 5. We're using 3 in skillcraft. So then one gives a skill damage, one gives a skill critical chance, and then dealing skill damage is increased by 2% up to 25% of stacks of 25 times. And then we're using 2 real big fists for extra melee damage, which makes sense. This is a melee build. And then for specializations, we're using Bare Arms, Groundbreaker, Riddle You This, and the Best Defense. Now for the skill tree, we're going to start off. We already leaked the skill tree partially earlier, so we're going to start off. We're going with Battleborn. So this gives you increased gun damage, and this effect is doubled if your health is full. So really, you get 40% gun damage if your health is full. And then Amon gains increased status effect application chance and cryo effectiveness. So this we're using this because it gives us extra status effect application chance, which is really important with one of the skills that we are using down the tree. And then amon gains increased action skill duration, gun spot speed, which is what we want 5 points into with the class mod. And then we're putting 5 points in icy rage, which we're just using just to get down the tree. And then we're using 5 points in the primal surge. Whenever amon applies a status effect to an enemy, there's a chance to partially restore his shield and ammo. And the restoration chance of shield is 25%. And our ammo, and then your shield restoration is 15%, and ammo restoration is 30%. Which is why you need so much magazine, and when you apply a status effect, which is why we put points in here so we get more status effect chance. And then in the red tree, we decided to go in 5 into burn damage, 5 into melee critical hit chance, 1 into melee damage and skill damage, and then we put 1 in the gut punch, which you only really need 1 in here. We put 3 in the will to storm, so that we have extra status effect damage and duration. And then we use bullet storm whenever amon applies a status effect. He gains increased gun damage for a duration. So this is really nice. That gives us extra gun damage for the mantra. And then the class mod's doing all the work here. And then we're using Force of Nature. While Onslaughter is active, gun damage dealt to enemies will prime them for a duration. Will detonate when they die or damaged by force skill, dealing instant damage to nearby enemies. Detonation could be caused by melee attack damage, but deal less damage. Detonation damage of 100% gun damage dealt. Melee detonation multiplier is 50%. Maximum prime is 10 stacks. Prime duration is 10 seconds. And then I hope you guys enjoy this build video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe and a comment down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.